How to Manage Personal Finances book, Chapter 8, How to Recover from a Financial Setback. An author's note, I'm posting a text version of this entire book on Substack where you see here and video versions on YouTube. You can email me for details of my fifth book's publishing date sometime in late 24, early 25. So I start with a quote here. Experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. Quote is attributed to Randy Pausch. I highly recommend his TED Talk that is referred to as the last lecture. Pausch, who was a college professor who gave the talk when he was dying of cancer. It's also on YouTube, very moving. I've always said the number one personal trait that people need is resilience. My father passed away in March of 2019, and his headstone has the phrase, be resilient. So it means a lot to me, and I hope that my three kids can pick themselves up when they're floored by life. They range from age right now from 32 to 24. They've demonstrated resilience, which really gives me some peace of mind because they need it in life going forward. So in spring of 2016, I had a financial punch to the face. And if you're faced or are facing right now a financial setback, I hope these thoughts help you. So what happened here? So I'm self-employed as an author, writer, and a video producer. I seek out work by making pitches, and I also respond to incoming requests for proposal. Most of it's me making pitches. Somehow the stars aligned, and I got burned by doing a lot of work with some poor clients. Here are some examples of what clients said and what they really meant as it turned out. I expect perfect grammar. That means I don't value people and that my demands are completely unreasonable. I need a ton of work from you. That means they haven't carefully thought out about the project or what quality work is required to complete it. I'm starting an online publication. This means the person has no experience with anything close to starting or running a publication. Not surprisingly, I did a lot of work for these types of people and either got paid late or not at all, mostly not at all. I lost thousands of dollars in income, which created a financial setback. Okay, enough whining. Let's learn from this situation. So step one is move toward the problem. I've been married for 37 years, and it's taken well about 37 years to realize that I need to face problems head on with my wife. Invariably, when I confront a problem, it's not nearly so dire. So in this case, I sat down with my wife, Patty, and I told her how much revenue I'd lost, and we planned our finances as best we could to cash flow ourselves without the income that was lost. Now, that's not easy for a couple because one person has to give their partner bad news. Once the bad news is digested, the couple needs to put together a plan, and they need to implement that plan quickly to prevent a bigger financial problem. It's a tough step, but it's necessary. Create a budget if you haven't already. Chapter 5 of the book explains how to create a monthly budget and the benefits of sticking to a budget. So once the smoke clears from a financial setback, take another look at this issue. If you have a budget, reassess your monthly spending and create a plan to fix the hole, the financial hole that was created by the setback. This may mean either one or all of these steps or something in combination. So cutting expenses most obvious. You may need to cut back on discretionary expenses in your monthly budget. Maybe you dine out less or you reduce the cost of a vacation. Consolidation loan. You may be able to consolidate credit card and student loan debts into one loan with a lower interest rate. We see commercials about this all the time. If you take out a loan with a longer maturity date, however, you may pay more total interest over time, even if the new interest rate is lower. Say, for example, that you pay off debts at an average rate of 12%. You replace them with a single loan at 9%. Good for you, the rate's lower. However, if you extend the maturity date to get a lower monthly payment, you may pay more total interest over time than the original loan agreement. So keep that in mind. Increasing your income. If you're self-employed, you can find new business to replace the income that you've lost. However, I can tell you from experience, this will take time. You won't be able to recoup that lost income for a while. You'll probably need to cut expenses or renegotiate debts in the short term until you can fill in with new business in the long term. The new business always takes the longest. So take a long look at these strategies. Step 3 is options you should avoid. Loss of income can be emotional. It was for me. It can be difficult to keep things in perspective. So here are some actions to avoid. Doubting your abilities. Winston Churchill is quoted as saying, success is going from failure to failure without a loss of enthusiasm. Everyone tries and fails, so don't be too hard on yourself. If someone chooses not to act like a grown-up, it's out of your control. So don't doubt your abilities. High interest loans. Taking out a high interest loan should only be a last resort if you really can't cash flow any other way. New credit cards, same thing as the high interest loan. Many people take out a credit card as a short-term fix. They don't pay it off. The best step is to avoid credit card debt altogether. So now you're ready, because there's one bright spot. If you have a financial setback, the next time it happens, and it will, you'll be better prepared. You'll react with less emotion, and you can fix the problem faster. Try and build a savings balance over time, again, discussed in chapter 5, so that you're ready for the unexpected the next time it rolls around. So that's as far as we'll get now. Remember, you can find the entire book here on Substack and also video versions on YouTube. Thanks for watching.